We are now experiencing full moon in Aries. It's now 21 degrees, so it means for the past 42 hours and for the next 18 hours we'll be experiencing full moon in Aries. And what does that mean? Let's get into it. Full moon in general means extreme feelings, extreme emotions, reactions, responses, and attractions. And in every full moon, you might experience extreme feelings of bountifulness or extreme feelings of balance, instability, or scarcity. When it comes to Aries, it's cardinal fire, ruled by Mars. Being its external side, the Sun is exalted in Aries, and Aries comes from the first house. Cardinal fire means creating new visions, feelings, actions, and expressions, and also creating new imaginations and senses of individuality, creativity, and spirituality. Being ruled by Mars means that Aries energy has a focus on passion, motivation, aggressiveness, and frustration. Being the external side of Mars means that Aries expresses, acts, and see more of their own Martian characteristics in the outside world. The Sun being exalted in Aries means that the energy can go further or too far with ego, attention, individuality, uniqueness, and rebellion. Being from the first house means that Aries energy is more present and active in areas of your life related to your personality, personal interests, and personal insecurities. So, full moon in Aries means new extreme feelings, actions, visions, and expressions about your internal realm, the vibes in and around you, and also overreaction and over attraction to your processes in spaces that stimulate your personal life, your personal interests, and your personal insecurities. Because it's a full moon, the sun is opposing the moon. So the sun is in Libra, so you and the world might want to initiate new, logical, and sophisticated ways to act, express, and see, and that can balance or oppose how you are going through the full moon in Aries. It can balance or oppose your new extreme personal and intense feelings, and it can help by making it easier for you and for others to create new ways to relate. And it can perturb because you and others might not be able to logically and socially understand your new spiritual and unique feelings and visions. You might be overreacting to limits, boundaries, surface level social interactions and relationships, and also to emotional swings and limitations in your personal, familiar, and private spaces. Also, you might feel extremely satisfied with your spiritual and personal visions, perspectives, and expressions. You might feel lonely or separated, but you might feel like it's worth it because you have your own space and or because you have great spiritual awareness and power. Or you don't feel bad because you are alone, because you can enjoy your own space and create in your own way. You might feel an extreme need to express or be exposed to spirituality, creativity, and unique thoughts, ideas, relationships, and conversations. You might overreact to your own and to attracted expressions, actions, and visions about spirituality, creativity, intensity, recklessness, and personal insecurities. And you might feel also extremely exposed because of your views, actions, and lack of structure, lack of safety, and lack of organization in your emotions, relations, and physical circumstances. Also, you might feel extremely attracted to war, rebelliousness, opposition, and confrontation, or you might be extremely scared and nervous about the expression and about confrontation, or you are attracting others that are that way. You might feel extremely inspired and passionate about unique and spiritual views, actions, and expressions, especially if they have a practical use. And you and others might be blinded if someone is expressing their uniqueness, individuality, ego, and authority in new, passionate, aggressive, or charismatic ways. And in general, you and others might be blinded by passion, aggressiveness, motivation, frustration, and deep desires. If you are enjoying the video, please leave a like and subscribe, it's greatly appreciated. And if you wish to book readings and consultations with me, you can do so using the links down below with my email and my link tree to reach my Instagram and then know more about me, my services, and how to reach me. Keep enjoying the video. And we took a tarot card for this energy, full moon in Aries 2025, and we got the Three of Swords. So if you are being balanced, if you can see the midway through between the Sun and Libra, there is the opportunity to create new logical perspectives, new logical awarenesses of being or being aware of new, more useful and more efficient information, relationships or communication or information networking. And then, when it comes to the best way to use this energy, we actually have three Dragon Oracle cards today. So the first one is the Source Dragon. So remember that you are the creator. Remember that you are a spirit. You are not a thing. You are not created by somebody else. You have no authority above you. And you are, together with others, creating your own life, your own circumstances, and you have the power to always create something new. Then, the second way to improve or to use this energy in the most useful way is the Rainbow Dragon. So make sure to organize your desires, make sure to know your desires, make sure to organize your emotions, your mind, and be aware of what can help you or what can perturb you right now, and make sure you know yourself, yourself in your different layers of depth, intensity, passion, aggressiveness, and frustration. And lastly but not least, the Rose Pink Dragon is asking you to focus on love, healing, creating with a positive mind, believing in all possibilities, improving yourself, improving the world around you in your own unique way. Because full moon in Aries, it's all about yourself, your unique perspectives, actions, feelings, and desires. And it's about bringing reality to the space around you. Because people might be lost in too much physical reality, and Aries energy, it's all about creating new visions, about spiritual reality, what's really important and what's really, really real. One of those facts being us, the creators of said reality. So you can heal yourself, or you can heal parts of yourself, your expression, your vision, your concept of spirituality by focusing in creating more logical awarenesses or more logical ways to communicate with yourself and others in order to share and breach all that spiritual, creative, and intense passion and frustration energy. And now we take a look at how the full moon in Aries is aligning the rest of the natal chart. We have Mercury in Libra opposing full moon in Aries, so it might be opposed or balanced by new, logical, sophisticated, balanced, or gullible ways to think, communicate, and analyze about your extreme feelings, visions, actions, and attractions that deal with spirituality, creativity, passion, frustration, or deep desires. Venus is in Virgo, misunderstanding full moon in Aries. So you and others might be misunderstanding the flexibility and the scatteredness of practical, efficient, and organized relationships, commitment, and pleasure with extreme new feelings, actions, and expressions about extreme emotions, extreme reactions and responses to personality, uniqueness, individuality, rebelliousness, and creativity. Mars is in Scorpio, also misunderstanding full moon in Aries, so you might be misunderstanding the extreme need to express, to be seen, to act and experience by yourself or with others extreme desires, passion, motivation, anger, and frustration. And the misunderstanding comes from the fact that Scorpio is the internal side of Mars, and Mars is right there. So, right now, with Mars in Scorpio, everybody's feeling a bit more internal, private, secure, intense, not able to communicate and relate their passion, motivation, anger, and frustration, and everybody else can be a bit too deep, too closed, and even blinded by their own deep emotions, past memories, traumatic circumstances, transformative circumstances. And full moon in Aries is bringing the need to create new visions, actions, and expressions with more uniqueness, upliftment, or rebelliousness in those areas. So the misunderstanding comes from Mars wanting to be more private, and the full moon in Aries attracting the need to be more expressive about those same things. So it can help heal, it can help see in different ways, and you can feel more protected with Mars in Scorpio. After that, we have Jupiter in Cancer squaring the full moon in Aries. So, learning how to expand and derive wisdom and knowledge in new, emotional, familiar, and private ways about extreme feelings, reactions, and attractions that are new, spiritual, intense, and that are related to your personal life, personal interests, and personal insecurities, and also learning how to feel extremely inspired or insecure in a spiritual, personal, and creative way about expansion, wisdom, knowledge, and extreme moods in your familiarity, familiar spaces, spiritual spaces, and physical spaces of comfort, genesis, and spiritual connection. Then we have Saturn in Pisces, fatal attracting the full moon in Aries, so feeling more flexible, emotional, spiritual, creative, or scattered when it comes to structure, infrastructure, networking, and association. And full moon in Aries can help us feel more real or feel extremely opposing, rebelliousness, or expressive in those areas. And Saturn in Pisces can make it easier for us to connect, to share, and absorb others' full moon scenarios and others' extreme inspirations or extreme fears about personality and unique expression. And then we can be more mutable and flexible in creating more consistent, constructed, limited, and with more boundaries, spiritual and emotions connections of expansion or attachment. Then you have Uranus in Gemini, sextiling the full moon in Aries, an opportunity to create new extreme feelings and emotions that are passionate and unique about mutable and flexible ways to think, communicate, and analyze in logical and cold ways about rebelliousness, opposition, change, innovation, and uniqueness. So we have an opportunity to feel extremely inspired, extremely aggressive, or extremely insecure in new, personal, spiritual, creative, and desireful ways about how the change and rebelliousness in the world is being communicated, mixed, and mingled in light, logical, and cold ways. Then we have Neptune in Aries, 0 degrees, so you might be attracting and reacting in extreme, new, passionate, and creative ways to overall archetypal, generational, and even worldwide new feelings, new visions, actions, expressions, and desires that are being derived from a grand subconscious, a grand group of desires, routines, patterns, curses, gifts, visions, or cognitive dissonance in a spiritual, emotional, and social level. And last but not least, Pluto in Aquarius sextiling full moon in Aries, an opportunity to create new extreme feelings, emotions, and attractions that are spiritually inspiring or spiritually limiting about the transformational process that the world is going through right now in the very early stages, though, to achieve a space where everybody can have their unique mind and circumstance, or everybody can associate themselves with unique minds and circumstances and structures that promote and are based off on unique mentalities, unique perspectives, unique, realistic, humanitarian and progressive structures, organizations, and social conducts. And remember today to not overreact to anything, don't overreact to yourself or to others. Always use the Sun in Libra to mediate and try to see each other and yourself in a more logical and balanced way, but keep protected and keep a sound expression about your personal interests, insecurities, and personal life in general, especially if it's about defending or just showing your spiritual perspectives that you think that are real and worldwide practicable, efficient, and profitable. Thank you for watching. I wish you the best thoughts, ideas, feelings, and emotions, and a whole bunch of individuality, creativity, and responsibility as well. See you on the next one.